Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell the truth about silver. Today is Monday the 15th of February 2021 and we're publishing the 11th episode in our Bitcoin versus Gold and Silver series, normally published every Sunday. But there was quite a bit of action in Bitcoin yesterday, and so we've delayed the publication until today in order to see how markets were going to settle. In today's video, we look at the fact that Bitcoin has almost reached $50,000 a coin, and we look at the reasons behind this. So let's go to it. Now, before we look at Bitcoin's recent rise, just a quick summary of our previous 10 episodes. And we've placed links to each of these below. Quick recap. In episode 1, we explained why we launched the series and why people found Bitcoin attractive. In 2, we confirmed the size of the equity market, the tradable gold and silver markets, and compared this with Bitcoin's market capitalization value. In 3, we highlighted a non-exhaustive list of the disadvantages of Bitcoin, similar to other cryptocurrencies. In 4, we highlighted that former White House communications director and founder and co-owner of hedge fund Skybridge Capital, Anthony Scaramucci, had launched a new Bitcoin fund and the reasons for doing so. In 5, we looked at the intrinsic value of gold and silver and compared this with the intrinsic value of Bitcoin. In 6, we looked at a number of YouTube and Google influencers who've used Bitcoin's rise as both clickbait and an investment opportunity. In 7, we looked at some of the commentary which followed a dramatic $11,000 fall in the price of Bitcoin, and yet support from some quarters stating that this was an expected and temporary pullback. In 8, we discussed Bitcoin's price falling to as low as $28,785, and we asked if Bitcoin had now had its day. We also looked at how the shortage of microchips affected the ability to mine more Bitcoin, and eventually concluded that the Bitcoin rampage is still likely to continue, and that it's not just a short-term fad. And we're seeing that today. In episode 9, with the Bitcoin price then hovering around $37,000, we asked what the likelihood of the Reddit Robinhood's short squeeze agents was targeting Bitcoin and whether they could be successful. And in episode 10, we highlighted that for a while at least, Bitcoin had moved back up to $47,000, though at the time of publication had fallen back, and that Ray Dalio's Bridgewater Associates had also invested in Bitcoin, and some analysts were predicting a short-term price rise up to potentially $85,000 a Bitcoin. Now today, as of Monday, 09:42 GMT, we can see the Bitcoin price stands at $49,183, almost $10,000 higher since our last episode, having now hit another all-time high yesterday of $49,716. And it's now currently just $820 off $50,000, though it was less than $300 off that yesterday. Now, whilst there's been no direct or obvious catalyst for this rise, there is an acceptance that institutional interest is growing at a staggering pace, something we highlighted way back in episode 4 to expect. That's the time Scaramucci announced that he was investing in Bitcoin. And Scaramucci is not known, his fund is not known to be a leader, but normally a follower. And yet he was a relatively early adopter, which suggested something. Now, Bloomberg also published a speculative article claiming that Morgan Stanley's $150 billion Counterpoint Global Investment Unit is exploring a stake in the cryptocurrency. And also, yesterday, according to Coindesk.com, quote, Deutsche Bank is planning to offer crypto custody to hedge funds that invest in the asset class. That ARK Investment Management boosted its exposure to Bitcoin in the fourth quarter, and that BNY Mellon will roll out its own digital custody unit. Unquote. Now, Reuters just over an hour ago, published the following. But beware, the prices it's quoting currently have changed. Such is the dramatic movement in the Bitcoin price. And we've mentioned the price, which is more up to date, a few minutes ago. So let's take a look at this Reuters article. Bitcoin article from Reuters, dated February the 15th. Bitcoin rally falters just short of $50,000 as investors take profit. Bitcoin stalled just short of the $50,000 mark on Monday, and other cryptocurrencies slipped as investors took profits from a record-breaking rally that is being driven by a worldwide shift in investor and public attitudes towards digital assets. Bitcoin fell as much as 5.6% to $45,914 in Asian trading hours, after having posted a record high of $49,714.66 on Sunday. Rival crypto Ethereum slid more than 8%, though both later paid some of those losses. The dip for now taps the brakes on a surge that has vaulted the cryptocurrency from the fringes of finance to Wall Street, as big investors and large companies have begun to take the digital assets seriously and started to buy a lot of it. Bitcoin is up about 20% in the week since electric car maker Tesla Inc. announced it had $1.5 billion in Bitcoin and would accept the currency as payment. It has gained more than 60% for the year to date and more than 1,100% since last March. There's this unadulterated wave of big players buying that has continued to push the price higher, said Chris Weston, head of research at Melbourne's brokerage Pepperstone. We might be seeing one or two big funds just cashing out, he said. The big question is, okay, you want to buy the pullback, but how big is the pullback that we're talking about? Lunar New Year holidays in Hong Kong and China also kept a lid on moves in Asia, while a tweet from Tesla boss and crypto advocate Elon Musk appeared to weigh on the price of Dogecoin, which he had previously promoted. If major Dogecoin holders sell most of their coins, it will get my full support, he tweeted. Dogecoin, a dog-themed currency created as a joke, has been volatile in recent weeks owing to a number of Musk tweets referring to it. It has dropped 18.3% to $0.0536 in the past 24 hours, according to CoinDesk. Ethereum last sat at $1,740, about 7% below last week's record high of $1,879. Bitcoin's rise has a cryptocurrency that is hardly used for transactions on the verge of $50,000, a far cry from software developer Laszlo Haneš's 2010 purchase of 2 pizzas for 10,000 bitcoins. But in contrast to previous speculative Bitcoin rallies, driven by traders mostly in Asia, gains in the past few months have been driven by a seismic shift in US investors' attitude. Tesla's investment followed multi-million-dollar Bitcoin purchases by business software firm MicroStrategy and a number of Wall Street fund managers, such as billionaire Stanley Druckenmiller, sounding positive on the asset. Bloomberg's reported on Saturday that Morgan Stanley's investment arm is also weighing a bet on Bitcoin. Meanwhile, Bitcoin has made strides towards being a medium of exchange, with PayPal allowing customers to use Bitcoin at its merchants and MasterCard preparing to permit cryptocurrency use across its vast network. Bank of New York Mellon last week said it formed a new unit to help clients own and trade digital assets, and Japanese financial conglomerate SBI Holdings is in talks with foreign firms for its own crypto joint venture. In the crypto space, these institutions coming to the party are seen as steps towards acceptable and possible usage, said Michael McCarthy, chief strategist at CMC Markets in Sydney. Bitcoin has been the most prominent beneficiary, he said, but price moves in other cryptocurrencies such as EOS, which has more than doubled since late December, according to CoinDesk, show that the door remains open to rivals. The race is on amongst those candidates, he said. End of article. So, there is no doubt many institutions are now at last taking Bitcoin seriously, and, presently, it's the talk of the town. And frankly, this could just be the beginning, though we have no doubt there will be falls, and dramatic ones, on the journey. But those who invest in gold and silver, and especially, shall we say, veteran investors, will be fully aware of such moves. Now, currently gold is down this morning by $6 at $1,818, and silver is up 17 cents at $27.55. Later today we're publishing another video, but we wanted to get this Bitcoin one out of the way as it should have been published yesterday. And as stated earlier, we didn't do so because of the dramatic rise, and we wanted to actually see where it was going to land. Meanwhile, do share your thoughts. Do you think Bitcoin is going to hit that $50,000 this week? Or even today? If it does, where's it going then? Or is there going to be the fallback that some are predicting is likely to occur? Do share your thoughts, and also pop across to Richard and Greg tomorrow, as there will be a new video on that channel then. Thank you so much for listening, and watch out for our video, which will be published at or around 6 p.m. GMT. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative. And if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer. Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.